So yeah, without
Makes
any further
sense.
ado, could you just introduce yourself, tell people who you are, what you do, what made you decide to start your personal brand? Just give us all the details about that.
So my name is Matt Ortiz. I'm a father of six. I'm a carpenter by trade. I own a general contracting company, as well as a property group. And what parallels alongside that is I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt. Fought in the cage. Combatives has been a part of my life since I was a young boy. So I've kind of grown these two simultaneously throughout the years. I'm 47 years old now. So a lot of experience, a lot of life experience, a lot of slipping and falling and learning how to get back up and keep being, resilient, throughout the trades and throughout the combatives career. Um, I recently started a Squire program, which is a father and son experience where dads usher their sons through a rite of passage to manhood, helping these kids become more committed, confident, courageous, with the ability to solve conflict, leadership skills. We want to give them purpose over instant gratification. So that's my role now, is to start giving back and start helping this younger generation, especially young boys, know who they are and what they're capable of so they can be the men we need them to be to take this world into a better place.
You are older than the average American, let's just say that. What made you decide to start your personal brand at the age that you have started your personal brand at? I mean, you're 40 years old, you already have two established businesses. What made you decide to start your personal brand?
Just because I've always, like you said, I don't look old, right? So it's a lifestyle. Being in the martial arts world, you take care of your body, you take care of your nutrition, flexibility, strength, conditioning, the skills, that development never leaves you. It keeps me young, it keeps me healthy. And I think there really is, it's just like jujitsu. There's never not a time for someone to come into the gym and say, hey, I want to sign up. Whether they're 40, 50, I mean, there's guys that are 60 years old that still compete. So there's never not a time to where you can do something. I don't believe in that. That's a self-limiting belief, and that's a glass ceiling people have over their heads. And what we teach is to shatter those glass ceilings. So no time like the present. And you're supposed to always be ever evolving. When you stop evolving is when your life is over, right? So that doesn't have to be, physically. It could be just picking up chess, right? It says a lot about your character right away, at least to open the door.
And in terms of your character, obviously, when we started working together and we were introduced to each other, you had already started posting content out there. You had already started just getting hits by the social media algorithm. Maybe you post a video and one doesn't perform. Maybe you do post a video and it does perform. Could you just elaborate and go deeper on where you were before we started working together, before we got introduced to each other?
I was just doing enough, the bare minimum. I was, like I said, I didn't get Instagram until it'll be 2 years this December. So, starting the Squire program, I started that page last year and just doing enough, just doing what I could, but it wasn't enough. And you got to find the who to do the what. And through networking and through being an asset, I was able to get into rooms where there's people that are better than me. I pretty much found the who to do the what, and that was Leighton. And Leighton led me to you, and you've done a phenomenal job because that video you posted, I don't know if you saw that, but it has like over 650,000 plays and like almost 7,000 likes. So because of your knowledge and your passion for content creation, we've taken this to another level. Like Squire program was at 800 followers December 12th when you posted that video. It's over 2,600 right now. So the proof's in the
Hmm.
pudding. You always can't do. I mean, you could do stuff yourself, but if it's not my realm, I'm gonna find the who to do the what. I have to congratulate you for your skills and your passion for what you do because it really helped out.
I'm just using you as an instrument. Like, there's a lot that you know about combat, about life in general, that I can just take the best parts of what you say and I just put them together. You already have what's called the virality factor. I just took away the things that stopped you from being viral and I just left the rest in there and I put it up there because with everything in life, it's not even about what you do, it's about what you don't do. It's a removal process. So I can go back to the example of going to gym. I can go to gym, I can go lift dumbbells, I can go do cardio, but am I necessarily going to lose weight if I'm still going to Chipotle or Chick-fil-A and
Mhm.
eating over my calories and over my macros? I'm not going
Correct.
to lose weight. So it's the same with content creation. It's not about what you do. You can post videos every single day. People are posting videos every single day. There's people that post one video like us, people who can post one video and then get close to 500,000 views. I think we're on track to hitting 1 million views. And then there's people who can post a video and get zero views. There's literally people like that. And what's the difference
Mm.
between the two? It's because one is doing something that other person is not doing, and the other person is not doing something that the other one is not doing. Don't let that one fly over your head because I know that was a lot of information to digest. But just to sum it up, it's more of a removal process than anything else.
Well, you still see what I don't see when it comes to that. So you still have
Mm.
a talent to be recognized.
Definitely, I hear you. And then obviously you're a busy man. How has the time that you have invested changed from before we've been working together and after we've been working together?
Well, making content does take a lot of time. Even the guys at the gym that are up and coming fighters, they're building their personal brand. And we had a conversation just last night about how sometimes it takes a whole day for them to make a reel because they are picky about what they do. So for me, having you do the content for me, I don't have to think about it anymore. Every day I woke up, I'm like, man, I got to get a reel a day, a reel a day. And like, when do I find the time to do that? It's something that always sits in the back of my head, and it was kind of like a distraction from everything else that I did have to accomplish for my other two businesses or even just for myself. So now that I don't have to worry about that, I have you taking care of that for me. It frees up mental space, and it takes away a worry in my head that I don't no longer have to worry about. So yes, time is valuable. Time is something we can never get back. So again, finding the who to do the what, and I found you.
Mm, definitely. And I think it's really important that people like you, like the older generation, people who have wisdom, who have gone through the different phases of life, like, getting married, going through high school, going through trials and tribulations. I think it's super important for people like you to be able to push your personal brand out there. What would you say to someone who's like you, who has a lot more wisdom and knowledge than the average young man? And by young man, I'm referring to someone who's in their 20s or who's in their 30s. What would you say to someone like that in terms of like getting their personal brand started?
Well, I would say that everybody has a story. And I think that your story can impact others and help others. So I think that everybody has a basement that they don't want to go to and deal with, right? We all kind of wear masks throughout life. But I think when you can get to a point where you can melt that mask off and you can do the hard work internally and become your authentic self, then you're ready to step into the world and make an impact. But you can't do that if you preach from a place of disillusion, right? You have to be truthful within yourself and find out who you really are and what your purpose and passion is. And don't hesitate to tell your story. Like you have to see, a lot of people have pride and ego, right? And the pride covers the ego. And we're taught, like the older generation too, is to just like bury everything inside, hide it, hold on to it, don't talk about it. But I've learned through going through my personal development journey to employ more humility, right? To be more vulnerable. And when young men, especially, can see a man of stature be vulnerable and talk about his mishaps and his mistakes out loud into the world, that's strength. And these young men can see that hey, I don't have to hide. I can talk about what happened to me or whatever I dealt with or whatever problems in front of me. Don't be scared. Get that story out there because real strength comes out of that. And you will eventually find the circle of people that you're supposed to be around and to help. So doing the internal work within yourself is the first step into getting out there and building a personal brand. To be authentic, because being authentic is what's going to gravitate people towards you. People aren't as stupid as we think. You have to have a room temperature IQ to really see what's fake and what's real, right? So if you can clean your soul, then you'll be able to see the world for what it is and be authentic and get out there and preach your story, help others.
Has there been any effect on on the leads, on the lead side of things, in terms of the Square program, in terms of people that have signed up for the Square program Illinois class since the last video we did? And if so, how
Yeah,
many?
I've had a lot of leads. I have a lot of calls scheduled. We've had two signups already that I didn't, one just paid for it. I didn't even have a call with them. They just paid for it. So that was good. Yeah. So it's definitely
All
gaining
right.
traffic and it's definitely working.
You would be open to it. How much is Like a converted lead worth to you?
A converted lead to a sign up.
Yeah, essentially someone who signed up for a class.
Oh, okay. So it's $1,900 for someone to sign up for the Squire
Okay,
program.
cool. And do you have any final statements, any final words for people who are looking to just improve themselves or just even start their personal brand or even start working with me? Like, do you have any final words, statements for that regarding those things or anything else that's on your mind?
Well, I would say look inside the mirror, look and see who you really are. Whatever's in that basement, that dark basement that no one wants to go down inside, go down there, clean it out, get the lights turned on bright. Find your purpose. Get out there, find your story, speak it, and always find the who to do the what. If you're not if you're not a painter, maybe find a painter to paint the house for you. You know, if you're not a content creator, find the right people to help build your personal brand. And there's never not a time to do something, whether it's personal branding, starting a business, starting jujitsu, going on a mountain expedition. There's never not a time. Once you start believing there's not a time and your life's over, it will be over. I'll always find a way. Always keep pushing the fight. There's so many soldiers out there, or just people who were born with they don't have a limb, they don't have an arm or a leg, and there's so many inspiration because there's guys out there with one leg, one arm that are killing it in whatever sport they're playing, their fitness. They haven't given up. So if they can do it, people with four limbs can do it. There is no damn excuse. It's how bad do you want it? What's your why? Figure out your why. But once your soul's clean, you'll know your why.